All right, and we are back with another episode. And joining me, I got gold selling Canadian country artist Jason Benoit. How's it going?
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How's the morning so far? Well, it's midday for you.
Yeah, it's at 2:30 here, so it's a big difference from where you're to.
Oh,
So much later.
I'm just getting started over here. All right, Jason. For starters, those watching who may not know you, tell us a little bit about yourself and kind of where you come from.
I'm born and raised in Western Newfoundland, and actually still here right now. Um, I started playing guitar when I was 14. Started writing when I was 16, and probably performing live between probably 17, and then from there I played the bars for a long time, and then I was about 28 when my first manager reached out and said he heard some of my stuff on um, on YouTube and Facebook and stuff, and said he wouldn't wanted to work with me, and uh, and he actually went on to create JV Records with which was distributed through Sony Music Canada. So we went on to release my first album with JV Records through Sony. So that was my first batch of songs. So like Gone Long Gone and Crazy Kind of Love and All Want a Party and all those tunes.
Amazing.
So
And yeah, so you started pretty young. Is it something that was in the household all the time? Were your parents involved in music or anything like that?
Not my parents. We came from a musical family though. Geez, both sides. Somebody played or played guitar or sang or any instrument. Accordion was big over here, and my brother taught me how to play. Actually, my older brother taught me how to play guitar when, like I said, when I was 14. But he, yeah, he was like 8 years older than me, so he was a teenager, and I when he picked it up when he was a teenager too, but there's so many years I just watched him play, right, and watch him play and sing in country, and I mean like Joe Diffie, and he played so much different types of music. To tell you the truth, he played a lot of like folk music and stuff too. So yeah, he was a big influence for me. And I had some cousins that I hung around with, older cousins who sang and played, and that's where I learned how to do harmony. And so yeah, I was always around it. It was probably every like 2 or 3 weeks going to something with either family or friends where there was music and different things. So it was always around me for sure.
Awesome. Very cool. All right, man. You've been direct support for artists such as like Old Dominion. You've toured with
Yeah,
Hicks, Washboard Union. You've hit
yeah.
many festival stages. Do you have like a favorite memory that you remember from any of these shows or
Yeah, the one that I always remember is my first big tour that I went on. That was with Tim Hicks back in 2015, and that was right across Canada, and it was my birthday, and so I was performing one night. I think it might have been in London, Ontario, or something, and so anyway, I was finished my set, and before the last song, Tim and Coal Creek County, they all came out with a big birthday cake and got got the whole crowd to sing "Happy Birthday" to me,
wow.
and I'll never forget that. That was unbelievable. Like still to this day, that was probably one of the coolest moments for sure.
Awesome. They didn't try the whole like cake in the face or
Yeah,
anything.
no, he never did that. No, for sure. No, luckily.
No doubt. Cool, man.
Yeah.
How uh how is the restrictions and all that? They all lifted out where you are?
The 15th of this month, they're going to be lifted. So
Gonna be
15th of
lifted?
March. Yeah,
Have,
yeah.
uh, how's
Everything should be lifted.
how's like the live show scene been out there? You've been getting back out there and all that?
It's still, it's still just so. I mean, the economic effect on local businesses when it comes to it was just so hard. I mean, and to be able to get performers to play and stuff like that. I mean, it's really hard to do. I mean, it was just so all around. a risky engagement, right? Uh, so they've still haven't really gotten up and going yet. So it's starting to come back, and there's some tours and not tours, some shows being announced and stuff in the area. But yeah, it's still pretty volatile. But I think it'll come back summertime for sure. It'll be all back for sure.
Yeah, I think everyone's going to be
Yeah,
booming come summer here.
winter is pretty rough right now. So
Has it been tough, kind of like to get the motivation back into the music and that kind of stuff during all this craziness?
actually, no. I mean, surprisingly, it kind of gave me time to look at what I wanted to do and where I wanted to basically see myself in the next 5 years, and like the style of music I want to release. I mean, I turned 37 this year. Well, this year passed, so like I'm not getting any younger, right? so I went, I just kind of dialed in a music that I kind of want to represent for the next 5 years. And I mean, it's with artists. I mean, normally you stay in one kind of world, but I think in Canada we're lucky enough that we can play with a couple of different sounds and not be too worried about being stuck to a particular uh, sound or anything like that. And I think country fans just love all kinds of country anyway. So um, I mean, I kind of at the beginning, was probably trying to, write songs and release music more for radio, right?
Right.
And as time goes on, I mean, you realize that that's unfortunately you don't know that at the beginning, but it's radio is great and all that stuff, but really it's you're performing the music and you're performing the so it has to make sense for you as an artist too, right? Yeah. So, I mean, I did that at the beginning, and actually, it was a big stretch for me to get into that modern country at the time because, I mean, I grew up playing the older stuff, and that's the world that I loved. I loved that that more traditional sound of country, like George Strait and like a lot of the '90s country and stuff like that. And I mean, that's the world. That's what I played all the time. And then, once I got in, I had to kind of try to pivot towards that sound. The sound that was popular at the time, which is cool. And I mean, Jason Aldean actually helped me get into that because that My Kind of Party album there, that was so good. And once I heard that, I'm like, okay, I can do that. So I kind of steered toward that direction a bit, and now it's just as time has gone on, and I've done that, and I'm starting to steer a little more towards the little more traditional side. So yeah, so that's where we are right now. So through COVID, I produced my well, it's a whole project. So it's going to be coming out this year. It's going to be 2 EPs, and I produced it and we wrote it, and it's gonna be great. I'm looking forward to it, getting those songs out there.
Amazing. And so you going towards more of the modern country? Would you say that's kind of I guess, your sound, or how would you describe your sound to someone who's never heard your
Yeah,
music?
yeah. Someone, I think it was, like I said, probably a little more towards
Yeah.
maybe Aldean at the time, probably in the last, at the beginning, say like from 2014 to 2017 ish was probably that kind of sound, and then now it's leaning more towards 90s, probably John Party esque, probably a little more traditional than John Party, but I think it's just my interpretation of that that down home country vibe, like that I grew up listening to and that I love. So that's where we are right now. So
Oh,
so,
awesome.
so
And
fiddles, mandolin, stuff like that, right? But with electric guitar too. So
love it. Love it. And talking like these artists who inspire you and that stuff. Do you have specific ones, like one towards performing and one towards songwriting specifically?
Yeah, definitely. Um, Performing, if I had to look at like the old school guys, I don't know if you ever seen a Hank Williams Jr. show, but
I didn't actually know.
it was like right up there with Garth Brooks at the time. Like his shows were crazy. There was so much energy in them. Like he's probably one of my favorite performers outside of like from those days. Like uh, outside of Garth Brooks and stuff like that. It was swinging on ropes and all that stuff. Like, it was pretty crazy. But yeah, so like performing wise, and I do love his music too. Songwriting would probably lean more towards uh like oh geez, that's a tough one. Like Dwight Yoakam, Brooks and Dunn. That's that world. New guys, obviously Morgan Wallen. I'm a huge Morgan Wallen fan.
Yep.
That's pretty nuts, actually. He's pretty phenomenal in regards to what he can do. It's that mix. He's just got that perfect mix of both worlds, like that. He's got that old school soul and sound, and he just makes it so well. Mixes it so well with the modern production. So for modern artists, definitely Morgan Wallen is a huge influence, I think.
Absolutely. It's crazy how all that stuff happened with him and he came back and he's still just
I think it's I think
crushing.
it's a I think
It's
it's a testament to the music. I mean, it's just so darn good. You can't deny it, right? I
that's
mean, that's a tough one. I mean, it's we're just in that society now. It's really hard, because people's political beliefs and just because of social media, like just you could see everything somebody does. So it's really easy to damn everybody. Really, if you could see him, right? So I mean, it's not saying what he did was right and what he said, but I mean, it's, I think it's a tough one. I can't say why. It's just, it comes down to the music at the end of the day. And for him, that's why he was allowed to come back. It's undeniably good.
yep.
So,
I agree
mm,
with you 100%.
yeah.
Perfect, man.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about your new single, Devil in a Bottle. Tell us about it, how it all came together.
Yeah, so it's a actually we when we wrote this song and the songs off the EPs that are coming up, we had no intention of releasing them. Actually, we sat down a couple of it was me and a buddy of mine, and we love that old country soul style, that Hank Williams Jr. and Waylon Jennings and stuff style. So we're sitting there, we're just, having a few beers, and that's basically how we wrote all these tunes. We're like just for fun. So that's the we're like, and the longer as time went on, and we had these like little batch of songs, and we're like, man, these songs are really good. I think we should release them. We're going to release them as an acoustic album or something first, and then the more instruments got added in, we're like, I think we should probably just fully produce it. So that's basically what happened. So the Devil in a Bottle is the first single off of this batch of songs, and I think it's a good, it just sets the vibe for the whole album, I think. So
That's sometimes that's the best kind of songs, man. Just sitting around having a beer,
yeah, well, I
right?
mean, that's the thing. I mean, it's so easy to get, because of the music business. It's easy to get carried away and always be writing for what you think somebody else is going to like, not what you like so much, right?
That's right.
So and that's did not happen with this batch of songs. Like we like this is the first time I can sit down and sing these tunes and listen to these songs and not care that I'm singing them, like, because my past tunes, I didn't listen to them at all. Like I didn't, like, I thought they were good for radio, but I mean, I guess it's sad to say, but I mean, it's just, I didn't have my whole heart in them, I guess. But these tunes, I feel like it's all there for me. I think they're really great tunes.
Absolutely. It's
So,
And this one's available on all platforms.
Yep, yep, yeah.
Awesome.
Right now, it's available everywhere. Spotify, Apple Music,
Love it.
YouTube,
Love it.
everywhere.
It's
Yep.
it's also hitting country radio as well, correct?
Yeah, yeah. It's hitting actually today, so it's
Perfect.
hitting country radio. It was released on the 18th of February, and it's doing, it's getting some great streaming numbers on Spotify and stuff now. So anybody watching this, go check it out. I mean, add it to your playlist.
Absolutely. Is
uh,
can you tell me what's your favorite thing about the whole co-writing process?
it depends. It depends on what's the setting, right? If you're doing it like a business and you're sitting in a room in a publishing house,
Yep.
just trying to pump out the manufactured hits, then it's not that enjoyable. I mean, it's okay. It's music, but it's not, to me, it's not what music should be. It's not a natural form of expression, you
Right.
know. It's a manufactured form of expression. So my favorite is, just sitting down like how we wrote this album with just with a buddy, and just not expecting something, just seeing where it goes. And if you write a good song, and you write a good song, and if not, then you have fun anyway, right?
They say
Right.
the best ones are just having a beer, right?
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Yeah, yeah.
Awesome. All right, cool, man. With these EPs coming out, what is, I don't know how much you want to say or how much you can give out, but what is your favorite song off the EP and why?
uh, there's there's one song that I keep going back to. Oh, that's hard because it's actually not finished. We've got one more song that's
Yeah,
being produced right now,
yeah.
and that one's close to the top. But I think my favorite one is called Crazy. Crazy, is it called? I think that's what it's called. I changed the name, I think, a couple times. Crazy, I'm Still Crazy, it's called. And the chorus goes, "It's crazy, but it's true. Uh, I couldn't leave you even if I wanted to. I tried and I tried. Um, I'm going out of my mind." Anyway, it's like that old kind of bar, bar country kind of a tune where it's like you're sitting on the bar, put your arm on the bar having a drink. It's just that honky tonk kind of two-step kind of a vibe, and I think that's it. I mean, you have to hear it. It's really hard to explain why,
For sure.
but it's just got that vibe. I think that I tend to like, and that's that those old drinking tunes. Those the ones that I used to listen to when I was, when I'm drinking, basically.
Awesome, man. All right, with the release of this single, with the EPs coming up, what else is next for you?
Geez. I mean, I've got my team is growing. I've got a couple of announcements coming up, and with some partnerships that I've just, pretty much set up in this past week. So excited to announce that. But um, we're working on a tour right now, so we're looking at some dates across all Canada, by the end of the year for sure. Setting up an official tour because it's time to get back out there.
Absolutely, man. Crush
And
it.
yeah, right. And that'll be announced soon. So we're working on that now.
Cool, man. And we were talking earlier, you have a fan club that people can sign up for. Do you want to tell everyone a little bit about it?
Yeah,
Get when they sign?
yeah, it's called Jason Benoit Rebels, and it's a Facebook fan group. And if you want to find it, it's actually the link to that group is on my website. So it's jasonbenoitmusic.com, and the Rebels fan club is on there. So you can just go and sign up. But it's a group where I share some things that I don't share to all my social media accounts. Some stuff it's a little more personal. I make posts, and you could just be a little more open and stuff when it comes to your posts, right? So yeah, that's the fan club, and yeah, the website, like I said, and I'm across all social media, so and basically everywhere you can find music. So
Yeah, and it's just Jason Benoit at Jason Benoit for social media.
what social media is? Jason Benoit Country.
Jason Benoit Country.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
perfect. All right, guys, go grab his new single, Devil in a Bottle. Stay tuned for his EPs. And Jason, man, thanks for chatting today.
Thanks you. Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. And stay in touch, and hopefully you come through here on your tour.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely will.
We'll touch base then, and yeah, we'll maybe link up or whatever.
Yeah, 100%. Let's have a beer.
Yeah, I'm
Sounds
in.
good.
I just saw it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. All right, man. We'll take care.
All right.
We'll talk soon.
Yeah, have a good weekend, eh?
All right, you as well.
Yeah.